We are down to the Final Four in the first ever expanded college football playoff bracket. The two matchups that will determine who advances to the championship game are Ohio State versus Texas and Penn State versus Notre Dame, the Black Bowl. Who do y'all have going to the championship game and winning it all? Who y'all got? Shelton, I'm going to start with you, brother.
Man, this is a tough one, but I think it's going to be Ohio State and Penn State. I really do. And I'm hoping that Penn State and Franklin can pull it out. But I really don't see – I see Penn State being a little too tough for Notre Dame. Notre Dame is a really, really good squad. Marcus Freeman got those boys ready to play. I just think Penn State is just a little bit more gritty. And I'm just really hoping Ohio State can pull it out. That's basically why I put them in there over Texas. I just don't like Texas. But
you don't like Texas?
No.
Why?
Is it like is it a Carolina thing?
Well, they're in the SEC now, which is cool that they are representing the SEC. But I just never have been a fan of Texas. That's all. Just nothing personal. Just
gotcha. Like
what
about you, Lou? Oh, go ahead, Nick.
Yeah, for me, I was just gonna say I think the main thing this season is like Ryan Day has to win it all. If Ryan Day doesn't win it, if he loses at any point in time for the rest of this time between now and the title game, it's a failure, and he's probably gonna get fired.
That's not
because they have the best team. Like I was doubting them. I was in Ohio, in Cincy for the holidays and shit like that, talking to everybody saying I don't trust this team. And they're like, nigga, what you mean? I'm like, bro, that quarterback and that head coach has been when the shit get tight, nigga, they don't make things happen. Now they blew out these 2 games and they shut me up. But that now kicks the expectations. Oh, y'all should have been the favorite this whole time. The way they beat Oregon like that after the game that we saw earlier this year, like, come on, bro. Like, there's like Texas shouldn't be shit, and whoever even wins between Notre Dame and Penn State don't mean shit. So Ohio State needs to win this whole thing for me to even make sense of this year for Ryan Day, because otherwise they paid $20 million for that fucking roster, and they got the best of damn near everybody except QB. He has to win this. But between Penn State and Notre Dame, I'm going with Notre Dame just because I fuck with Marcus Freeman. He came from UC and all that shit, but I think he has Notre Dame playing a lot tougher than I've seen them in a long time. Like, it's been a minute since I've seen this team, this franchise, this program look this good. So I think they can put points on the board, and I don't trust Penn State to put points on the board.
It's been a while since Notre Dame has had this level from top to bottom of athlete on the roster. And I saw this thing, I want to say it was on ESPN, where they were talking about how Freeman, when he played at Notre Dame, he they went to Mass or something like that. And one of the coaches before him kind of took that away and he brought it back. And the player said that, like they really like it. It brings everybody together. Initially, when they like Bible study class, it was only like 4 players, and now it's like 40, 50 players. So the way that Freeman and that program has been able to bring that roster together, we're seeing that literally on the field. I think that is going to be hard to beat. So I got Notre Dame. In terms of Texas and Ohio State, I don't disagree with you, Nick, where I don't necessarily trust Ohio State to the umpteenth degree, but I do think that they are a class above Texas when it like just throughout the entire roster. And I don't know. I'm leaning toward Ohio State. I think it's going to be a close game, but I think Ohio State pulls it out.
Yeah, I agree. Ohio State has the best roster in this. They should win it. I do think they're favorite. And I think Ryan Day has a chip on his shoulder for people like Nick saying that he should lose his job when he's lost like 2 games over the last 3 to 4 years. Yes, you have to beat Michigan. I understand that that's a really important game, but Ohio State can't really do, and they're not going to get a better coach than this. He's proven that he knows what to do and can take Ohio State to the promised land. And I think he, like, again, coaching with a chip on his shoulder. So I have Ohio State winning it. Who would I like to see? And then Notre Dame versus Penn State, I would take Penn State. And that's just because of the rap that Franklin is getting. People saying that he can't win the big game. And I would like to see him win the big game and then be in the even bigger game against Ohio State and possibly even pull off an upset. That's what I'm rooting for. But who do I think is going to win? I think Ohio State is going to win.
See, Ken, I'm gonna hit you with. Lou, I'm gonna hit you with something that FIFA always do that's disrespectful. But I'm just gonna have to say it. That's how I know you from Tennessee, based on what you said. Ohio State can't get a better coach. Do you know the last 3 coaches that they had won titles? 2 to 3 coaches they had. Jim Tressel, even Urban. I'm gonna kick you in your shin, Meyer. Like, what are you
But I'm
talking
saying
about?
Ryan
Ohio
Day
State
is a
always
proven Ryan Day is a proven successful commodity in college football.
proven
Any other
what?
team would be.
What has he won?
Any
What has he
other team
won?
in college football would be dying to have Ryan
What
Day. He
has
just
he
lost to
won?
Michigan.
Bruh, we are
I
just
don't
now
know about
seeing
that, Spike.
we are just now seeing that
Any team would take him.
D'Amico Ryans has untapped the potential of CJ Stroud that we didn't even know was at Ohio State until they played Georgia. And you talking about
ain't even been good this year.
but
So,
he's he's won his division twice in a row. He ain't losing to motherfuckers like Michigan, where he's the better favorite. I'm just saying, like, Ryan, what has Ryan done for me to say, like, oh, we gotta keep him?
Ohio State is they win the conference every year. They in the playoffs. They got the best record.
His best wins are just now. As a head coach, his best wins are just now. I'm gonna tell you right now. You can't show me another win that was like, oh, this is a great win by Ryan Day. This solidified him as this nigga.
When they went to the playoffs previously before this. Like they weren't supposed to win that game. Stroud showed up and showed his ass. Yes, Stroud was there. He had a great quarterback. Great quarterbacks go to universities with somebody who can recruit them. Ryan Day is a good recruiter, obviously, and they got a lot of money. You can't do a lot better than Ryan Day, man. I don't get the Midwest, Michigan, and why that's as important than any other game. But you're not gonna get a better
because
coach
it shows dominance. It shows fucking he hasn't been showing dominance until now. Q, I know I want to get your thoughts too, but it's like we're just now seeing the best of Ryan Day. And if it doesn't end in the title, then he ain't the best. We can go get somebody to win. Anybody can coach out. Me, Shelton, and FIFO can coach Ohio State to win 10 plus games. Shit, nigga. If they paying $20 million to the roster, who ain't coming to Columbus?
Yeah. No, I got Texas, Ohio State.
Okay. Nick, you make a great point when it comes to Ohio State in clutch situations. We have not seen them in that situation in the playoffs so far, so we don't know how they will perform. But like you, I doubt they will perform very, very well. We've seen them fail too many times. For them to win this game against Texas, they probably need to blow them out, because if it gets close, they might mess up. And there's evidence to back that up. My thing is, and I'm taking Ohio State because it looks like they figured out, why don't we just throw it to the elite receivers that we have? And it's working out for them. Jeremiah Smith, the other guy that starts with the E, Imiku Aboku, or whatever his name is.
He's gonna call him Ebola.
I mean, they and the other thing is about Texas. Like, they should not even be here, and if you take away that non-targeting call and call it correctly, they're not even in this matchup. So, and do I trust Urs in a close situation? I don't know.
That's the reason. That's the only reason, honestly, Ken. Since Urs, whatever his name is, since Quinn, he don't deserve to be called like, whatever his last name is. Since Quinn came back from his injury, my thing is this, bro. We got a Ferrari in the garage, and we keep driving this Honda Civic. Yeah, it's reliable. It's gonna get you to A to B. But Lou, if I'm trying to stun on motherfuckers, we could pull a Rari out any night, and they keep denying us knowing something that we know is gonna happen. Let Arch Manning play. I honestly would favor Texas over Ohio State if Arch Manning was playing.
Well, you can't do it now, though, right?
That's what I'm saying. They should have done it a few weeks ago.
I got you.
Like, he would have been way better than what he like.
You can't do that.
Texas.
You can't do that. You can't do that.
Why not?
You can't do that, because then what message does that send to other recruits that are coming?
You ain't Arch Manning. You ain't Arch Manning. That's what it says.
Are you Arch Manning? But
other
recruit, are you Arch Manning?
But y'all acting like Quinn Ewers was just trash. Like, Quinn Ewers was balling.
Arch Manning.
Exactly. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
But he go out there and ball.
Bruh, like, look, y'all
niggas
know
their job every day, B. Like,
I
we see what
understand
happened
all
to
that,
we see what
but it's
happened to Drew
different in
Bledsoe.
college.
Like, it
It's
happens.
different in college. It's
Man,
different
nigga,
in
hit that
college.
hit that transfer portal,
Upperclassmen
buddy.
that okay,
Get out of here.
it is what it is. But Arch, we know why Arch is there. We know Arch ain't going nowhere. And Quinn Ewers was already balling. It's not like Quinn Ewers was up and down. Yeah, he had an injury. He was out. Arch came in. He balled out. He did what he's supposed to do.
That was
Same
a good
thing
point.
like back in the day.
Hold on.
The same thing.
Good point.
Wait, I'm not
Good
done,
point.
my boy.
Go
It's
ahead.
2025. I ain't done yet. Let me
Okay,
reclaim my
I got you.
time.
I got you.
What's his name? Aaron Rodgers. When he was at Cal, he sat 2 years. You know what I'm saying? It's part of the process. It's college football. You are not going to pull out a guy like that because you know what Quinn Ewers is going to be in that locker room? It's going to be a sour grape, bro. And it
Let me ask you
messes up the whole chemistry of the whole roster.
Who you think the best college football coach ever is?
Ever? Oh, that's Saban.
Do you remember when he put Jalen Hurts on the bench for Tua because Tua was better?
But them guys
in the national championship game,
them guys was teetering back and forth. They were teetering
back and forth on the fence with
Fours and
this.
Manning.
I'm
though.
not. I'm not. Because at the beginning of the season there was a quarterback, or I don't know which one is it going to be. It was never that with Quinn Ewers and Arch Manning. It was never that.
To me,
It was always
it wasn't
Arch going to
that
sit
way.
always
down.
been that. It's
Shelton,
always been that. What are y'all
Shelton.
talking about?
Shelton, to correct me if I'm wrong, I feel like they only let Quinn Ewers start because it was like you the season, like you've been here longer. We're gonna do you this one solid, even though we know who we got. We're gonna do if you can sit back for 1 year, we let this nigga, be nice to your little brother.
Yeah.
Be nice to your big brother. Let him do this one thing, and then we're gonna let you go. That's what it's like. But we see he's shitty when it come down to it. He ain't shitty overall. I should take that back. I'm trying to be I forgot I'm mild mannered still.
I get what you're saying.
He ain't the guy. He ain't the guy. Let's stop playing.
I don't disagree. You're not speaking fallacy when you're saying that. I agree with that statement. He's not the guy. He's pretty good. He's not Arch Manning. Arch Manning's the better player. It's just not Arch Manning's time. We see that in college football.
What are you going to say, Shelton?
We also see in college football that the quarterback gets replaced. That happens. It happened at Ohio State before. Like we see it all the time.
Shelton,
I was just gonna say, why do y'all think that he's not, that they didn't switch it out? Like there has to be a reason for it. If Arch is that much better, I don't see loyalty in football. Though. I don't see it nowhere. So I don't know how that it had to be maybe something in a contract they signed or something. But I don't know.
I really feel like to FIFO's credit to a little bit as far as the point about college football is a little bit different. I do think that being there for a while, being a veteran, like you know what I'm saying, like you deserve at least in their mind that he deserves something, like at least a chance, a shot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
man.
You think?
Go ahead.
You can hit this.
No, I was just gonna say, you think about Spencer Rattler and Caleb Williams that happened with them. The same thing went on because Spencer Rattler at the time was the Heisman candidate going into that season, and when Caleb got on the field, it didn't go that way. So that changed pretty quick. It happened with
Tebow.
I don't know.
Tebow was in Florida. Like y'all, what was the dude name that was in front of Tebow?
Chris Lee.
He won a national championship.
Mm-hmm.
Tebow was a freshman and they started him over him.
Yeah, Deshaun Watson did the same thing in Clemson.
Same thing with Clemson and what's his name? Whatever his name is.
Stroud. His name was Stroud too. They bring it in
Trevor Lawrence did it.
Yeah, same thing with Kelly Bryant. Same thing. It happens at times when you give him a couple series. You know, you get a young guy a couple series because he's earned the time to play. So you give him those series. Yeah, and if he go out there and ball, then he deserves more time.
Shelton, every series they gave him, did it not end in a touchdown? I swear this nigga ran up for 60 yards. Like like some shit where it's like, bro, why are we not giving this dude the rock more?
Yeah, it don't make sense.
Well, if he gets, it wouldn't surprise me if we see him, you know, depending on how this game goes, especially if it starts getting out of hand, then, you know, you may see Arch get in the game. And Nick, you're not the only one. Like the people in Texas, they want him on the field. So, yeah, Steve Sarkisian, right? Yeah. As you know, he has a job on his hand. As far as the fried chicken bowl, I'm gonna take. This was tough.
That chicken baked, they too light skinned.
Grilled chicken.
That's not even chicken. That's poultry. That's poultry over there, boy.
I'm gonna go with Penn State on this one. I think, I'm proud of both coaches. They both were in some very precarious situations with some pretty bad losses, but they're here now, and only one can move forward. And it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be Penn State. Their running back, and I think they got two, was out there making Genty look like a goddamn busted F truck. Yeah, Penn. The running backs of Penn, man. Genty couldn't do shit. Now I know, according to Manny, they have one of the best defensive lines, and they've only given up 100 yards rushing all season long. But if you were a Heisman runner-up, you're supposed to be that guy. You're supposed to be elite. They shouldn't be and you ran on everybody, and you fumbled twice in the game. And these other guys
have though.
And Tony,
man, they force fed him 100 yards, bro.
It was like
he was stuck
carries.
He was stuck at like 90 something. The game they was trailing by what, maybe 10 points, 2 touchdowns or something. It was like 2 minutes or something. The game was damn near over, and they were handing him the ball just to get him to break 100 yards.
Okay, I think, is it fair to say that Genty doesn't have the same help on the outside as Penn State does?
But in terms of receivers?
I'm just saying, that whole offense is Genty. I think part of it is he did play against lesser competition throughout the year, so he looked better because of that. I don't disagree there, but I also believe that he doesn't have the same type of help. You know what I'm saying? I think it's different.
See, to me, it's like Genty plays so mid-can. He made that white boy Shabuzi when he faced.
His stock shot up.
Scatterboo.
Scatterini.
Y'all got Eminem fucked up, boy. People gonna take a chance on him.
Hey, bro, he a third round pick now. He was going from undrafted to a third round pick. Somebody gonna take some. Yeah.
They were comparing him to Christian McCaffrey. He looked so good compared to Genty, bro.
They told me for a minute. I was like, man, this white boy. I was almost convinced.
Yeah,
he had
I was trying to give you light skin.
He had that stone cold face too when he was making them plays. Like he knew he was that nigga. He was. That was. But Q, they ain't got no.
Put this in the chat. Couldn't no black person talk shit like he was talking shit.
No.
Or like how they said. Couldn't no black person do that. It would be all over a black person. You see how they try to do Shador?
Quit trying to bring Shador up so much, bro. He always trying to nobody ever asked.
I know that just came out of nowhere, bro.
He was trying to talk.
I had to give y'all an example. Man.
Pause that whole celebration, Spike. I gotta let you know that shit was crazy.
Q, I was gonna ask you, bro, why ain't they got love for Montel Jordan at Notre Dame in South Bend, Indiana? Why nobody think he can win?
It's Notre Dame, dog. They got Manti Te'o's ghost still lingering around his girlfriend's ghost. You feel me?
That was a crazy
Q, who got the worst girlfriend, Manti Te'o or Travis Hunter?
Shit,
oh man,
Te'o don't exist.
I think Te'o.
Exactly.
Te'o don't even exist.
Joy Taylor's fiance. That's what got the worst one.